All right, so we're back for another deep dive, and I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ready to get festive?
I think so.
All right, good, because we're talking about German Christmas markets, and
Oh, yeah, I love it.
yeah, everyone loves those, right? Who doesn't love a Christmas market? Especially
Mm.
like the really authentic German ones.
The smells, the
Oh,
sounds,
yeah.
the
And the
sights.
glühwein. Can't
Yeah,
forget
of
that.
course not. And and all that good stuff.
So we've talked about these markets before in the show.
Yeah, we have.
But this time we're going to go deeper, a little bit more, past just like the lights and the gingerbread and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And really get into, like the origins and the cultural significance and all that.
Sounds good. I think a lot of people they see the sort of fairy tale image of the market and don't really know all that much about the background. So
Yeah, exactly. Like it's more than just, pretty place to buy gifts.
yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of times you hear Nuremberg mentioned as like the, the OG Christmas market, the first one,
Right. Right.
So what's the deal with that?
Well, Nuremberg has a really long history with craftsmanship and trade, So it was sort of a natural place for something like a Christmas market to pop up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and they have records that show similar gatherings happening all the way back in like the 16th century,
Oh, wow.
which is amazing.
So that was what, like 400 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. And they probably evolved out of even older medieval fairs.
Makes sense.
I bet if you went back then, you would see all these, squares just bustling with merchants selling, all sorts of things, handmade goods, local food, and of course, festive treats.
Yeah, I can definitely picture that. And, speaking of picturing things, I was thinking, like, if we could transport our listeners to a modern day German Christmas market right now,
Mm.
what would they see? What would they hear? What would they smell?
Mm.
But I want you to, go beyond the obvious, like give me something that would surprise someone who's only seen pictures, on Instagram or whatever.
Sure, sure. Okay, so, you go to a market and it's just a feast for the eyes, It's just visually amazing. All these wooden stalls crafted,
Yeah.
with so much care. Each one is just like its own little showcase of, amazing artisan talent, right?
Yeah.
But if you look a little closer, you start to notice that there's actually these regional variations.
Mhm.
Like for example, in the Erzgebirge region, which is kind of in the east, they're famous for their wood carving.
Yeah.
And so you'll find these really intricate ornaments and toys
Oh, wow.
that are made from wood. It's incredible,
Yeah.
all handcrafted.
Yeah, that's so cool. And what about the sounds? I mean, I'm sure it's more than just like, Christmas carols on repeat.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've got all these conversations going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of chatter, laughter,
Oh, yeah.
echoing through the crisp winter air.
That crisp winter air.
Yeah. And then you hear the clinking of mugs as
Mhm.
people, cheers each other.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. With glue wine, right?
Yeah, of course. Got to have the brew wine.
And sometimes you might even hear like a blacksmith,
Yeah.
hammering away,
Wow.
demonstrating their craft, or maybe a brass band playing, traditional music.
Okay, that's awesome. It really does sound like, a full-on sensory experience.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of leads me to my next question. The smells.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into one of these markets, I mean, it just has to be incredible.
Oh, it's amazing. Like the air it's so thick with this scent of roasted almonds
Mhm.
and chestnuts.
Oh.
And it all mixes with that, warm, spicy aroma of glühwein.
Oh, the spices.
Oh, yeah. But, it's not just sweet smells either.
Oh, really?
No, you get these savory wafts of like sizzling sausages
Oh, okay, yeah.
and potato pancakes, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like you're really painting a picture here.
I'm trying.
And it sounds amazing. It sounds like, it really does capture the spirit of the holidays.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you mentioned earlier that, the markets are more than just shopping, but they are a great place to find gifts.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially if you're looking for something unique, You're not going to find this stuff at the mall. So many of the stalls, they're run by these local artisans
Yeah.
who use traditional methods,
That's so cool.
And they're just really passionate about their craft.
So what kind of stuff, besides the usual ornaments and toys, what kind of unique things can people find at these markets?
Well, there's so much. But if you're looking for something special,
Yeah.
you might want to look for some hand-blown glass ornaments from Lauscha. They're really famous for that.
Lauscha. What is that?
It's a town in Germany, and it's it's known for its glass blowing tradition that goes back hundreds of years.
Wow.
And or maybe you'd like a hand-knitted wool scarf from the Bavarian Alps.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah. It's just a really special opportunity to find something, truly unique, and also it's a way to support local craftspeople,
Yeah. I love that.
It's not just mass-produced stuff.
I mean, were these markets always this, like focused on handcrafted stuff? Or did that kind of come later?
That's a good question. It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but in the early days, I'd imagine they were probably a little more, just general trade, anything goes kind of thing. But over time, and especially during the 19th century, there was this real shift towards focusing on handcrafted goods and regional specialties because they wanted to, preserve those traditions and support local artisans.
I love that. It's like this perfect blend of commerce and cultural preservation.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you about the food and drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that's a big part of the experience, right?
Yeah.
Like the glue wine, that's a must-have, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that even people who don't like wine, they go to the Christmas market.
Yeah, I know.
They have some glue wine.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, okay, maybe I do like wine.
Yeah, it's just so good.
What is it about glue wine? I mean, you can have mulled wine at home, but it's not the same as at the Christmas market, right?
No, not at all. It's part of the whole experience. You're sipping this warm drink as you're walking around, looking at all the stalls.
Yeah.
It's just magical.
Okay, I'm convinced. I'm gonna have to try some authentic glue wine.
You should. And you can't forget the Lebkuchen.
Lebkuchen. Okay, break it down for me. What is that?
Oh, they're these gingerbread cookies.
Gingerbread cookies. Oh.
But they're like elaborately decorated,
Oh.
Like each region has its own special recipes and designs and everything.
So it's more than just like, a gingerbread man.
Oh yeah, way more.
Okay.
Lots of different shapes and flavors and all that.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about all this food. But I want to circle back to something you said earlier about the markets being more than just shopping, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like we've talked about the sights, the sounds, the smells, the shopping, all that good stuff. But there's a deeper cultural significance here, right?
Oh, absolutely. These markets, they're deeply rooted in tradition and community. And for a lot of people, they offer this really special space for for friends and families to come together, to celebrate, to connect, especially during the Advent season. Do you know much about Advent?
A little bit, yeah. It's like the lead up to Christmas. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a time of anticipation and preparation, in the Christian calendar.
Okay.
Leading up to Christmas. And it's seen as a time for reflection, for sharing stories, for strengthening those bonds with loved ones.
So these markets really, really play a big role in that whole tradition.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's more than just, buying presents. It's about sharing an experience.
Yeah.
It's about celebrating your heritage and keeping those traditions alive.
And there's just something special about that, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's this atmosphere
Yeah.
of warmth and festivity that's really hard to put into words,
Yeah, you kind of have to experience it to really get it right.
Yeah, it's like all these things combined. The lights, the music, the aromas, the laughter, the joy, it all comes together to create this sense of magic and wonder. That's so much bigger than just, buying and selling stuff.
I mean, that's beautiful. So why does all this matter? Like, why should our listeners care about German Christmas markets, even if they, never get a chance to actually visit one?
Well, I think it's because it gives us a glimpse into a really rich cultural tradition, and it reminds us how important community is, and shared experiences, and just celebrating the simple joys of the holiday season, in a world that's often so fast paced and impersonal. These markets offer this welcome pause, this chance to slow down and reconnect with loved ones and really embrace the spirit of the season.
That's a great way to put it. And I feel like we've really covered a lot of ground here today in this deep dive. And as we wrap up, I'm kind of curious, what what aspect of these markets really resonates with you the most?
Mm.
Is it the history?
Mm.
Is it the craftsmanship? Or maybe that feeling of community and joy?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Maybe all of the above.
Yeah, maybe it's the whole package, right?
Yeah, it's hard to separate it, really.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. So keep that thought with you, listeners, as you continue exploring German Christmas markets. Maybe even plan a trip someday.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Who knows? This deep dive might just inspire your next travel adventure. And we'll be back soon with another deep dive into, well, who knows what. See you next time.